How do parents report that they use the CALM technique?
Well, I think I can give you an example of a parent that reported to me how that he used it the other day. Um, he had returned home expecting to find his son because they were supposed to go off and get a haircut together. And his son was not there. He wasn't answering his phone. The father got worried. Then he got mad. He thought, what kind of, scam is going on here? Then he thought, well, maybe he's down at his friend's house. He's in eighth grade and his friend is in 10th grade. And the father has been sort of nosing around thinking there's more action going on down at that house. So he was starting to get hopping mad. He went down to this house. The little sister answered the door. And then all of a sudden, all these teenagers, boys and girls, tumbled out of this 10th grader's room. And of course, the father thought, what, strip poker, what's going on? He was huffing and puffing. But he knew he should not talk under the influence of high emotion. So he shut his mouth, marched home. The son is sort of pleading innocent because he had left a note that the father hadn't seen. So the father knew that he should cool down. So he went in another room and he's trying to cool down. He did some deep breathing. He's trying not to see it in terms of black and white, that his son is a terrible cat and had set this all up to be deceptive. And he knew he should start with empathy. He was looking at his different options. He thought, start now, start later. He knew he should calm down. He knew he should ascribe the best motives to his son, that he wasn't really trying to be up to some huge deception. So he went out and he talked to his son and he said, okay, first let me listen to your side, and I have some things I want to say too. And sure enough, the son had left the note. He said he reminded his father that he's been going down to his friends for years and that, what's new now? The father just sort of pulled this on him that this wasn't acceptable. And then he described to his father that, I was invited, I left you a note, how could I be more responsible? And then the father related to him in terms of the mapping of a new plan. He apologized for how upset he was. He acknowledged to his son that he knew that he'd been sort of independently going down there for years. But he said he owned his own anxiety, and he said, you've never been in eighth grade before, you're 14, girls are attracted to you and vice versa. I've never told you, but I want to have a rule that I don't want you socializing in a room with boys and girls together. I've never told you that, but that's going to be the new rule. And mom and dad will be talking about more issues related to sexuality. So we apologized, but also said we're going to have some new rules around here. So it was a wonderful resolution that if he had done what he used to do, which is why he sees me in counseling, he would have just let loose with all sorts of lectures and blaming and shaming and distress. So that was a really good example of using the acronym.